first part of this topic, we focused on the story of Sunday Jackson and his current dilemma arising from the Supreme Court's affirmation of the Court of Appeals and High Court's judgments, finding him guilty of culpable homicide and sentencing him to death for killing an assailant, one Bawuro, in self-defense. The judgment, which has stirred controversy beyond Nigeria, adds to the list of controversies which have trailed the Supreme Court in particular and the judiciary in recent times. As a law student in the university, criminal law classes were quite interesting because of the range of offenses and applicable defenses available in law. We had intoxication, provocation, mistake of fact, bona fide claim of right, self-defense, etc. Section 32 of the Criminal Code, applicable to the southern part of Nigeria, provides for the defense of self-defense. In clear instances where an assailant with motive to kill or commit bodily harm comes upon a person, the law permits the defender to defend himself, even if the death of the assailant results, as long as the force used is proportional to that of the assailant. The law holds the defender not guilty. The penal code, applicable in the northern parts of Nigeria, has a similar provision in section 59. There are other provisions on self-defense and defense of property and others. And there is also the kind of self-defense that will result in a lesser charge being brought against the defender than the charge of murder, say manslaughter. This area of law is elementary, and applying the law to the facts should not be something difficult for our judges. In the case of Sunday Jackson, the Supreme Court, I must say, lost an opportunity to follow its previous decisions on similar cases and similar facts. More so, it turned a blind eye to the notorious fact of invasion of farmlands and killings of farmers by herdsmen, a reality that is being reported every day in the media. Section 124 of the Evidence Act permits a court to take judicial notice of happenings around the society in reaching a decision. The Supreme Court, apart from being a final court of appeal, is also a court of policy, because decisions are not to be reached in isolation of the current events in the society. They shape our laws and lives in a way that accords with who we are. In Sunday Jackson, the Supreme Court, I must say, sidestepped that role, and Nigerians are in a dilemma today as to what to do that would be interpreted as either self-defense or outright murder. Even as we speak, herdsmen are ravaging several parts of Nigeria. People are attacked in their homes and killed. Terrorists and bandits even have the audacity to write and inform communities of their impending visit, while the law enforcement agencies look elsewhere, leaving the communities to their fate. Imagine a situation where one overpowers and kills an assailant that came to your house to kill you, only for the police to come afterward to arrest you and charge you to court for murder. While on the other hand, assailants walk about after successful attacks without anyone daring to arrest them. That imagination indeed rankles the mind. Yet, that is the sad reality of Nigerians today. In a recent speech, the Director General of the DSS broached the issue of communities rising to defend themselves against these marauders. He spoke encouragingly of the idea. How does one then reconcile that position with the Supreme Court's position on Sunday Jackson? As we close, I commend our learned jurists and judges to a famous quote by Lord Eldon, the then Lord Chancellor of the Courts of Equity, in the case of G. and Pritchard in the early days of the common law and equity. Quote, nothing will inflict on me greater pain in quitting this place than the recollection that I had done anything to justify the reproach that the equity of this court varies like the chancellor's foot. End of quote. Our juries should take heed and make for the certainty of the law and decisions reflecting public policy. Follow us on all our socials and Zarephath Aid. Like, comment, and share. My name is Ben Abraham, and this is Criminal Justice Focus. Thank you.